all of a sudden, who knew that we would be Skyping from all 4 different locations?
A good lesson for the next years when it's busy again. Like maybe it's more easy to say no to some projects sometimes, or to have a better balance. And like
We don't even host these kind of gatherings anymore. Everything has to be virtual now. Do you think something's going to change because of this?
It won't go away. So by the time the festivals are happening again, these virtual festivals will be an extension of the real life festival.
still in your house and like you want to experience like the crowd and like the venue show. So I think it's not going to replace.
Fireworks, smell it, taste it. I don't know. You see the lights, and of course you can make it 3D and etc. But it's not the experience.
I don't know how to pick up girls then anymore.
Oh, you can't!
Terrible. And there must be a substitute or it's the end of humanity.
Speaking of, what's a festival that you really miss?
I enjoyed that so much. Every second of that. Definitely one of my highlights of the year. So let's say top 3.
I think for me it's even 1.
Really great job what we did together, and also your production crew, etc. So we were very happy with that. And then I made a deal with Mr. Han for the next episode of Stadium. You work for me. Remember? You're witnesses, right?
If 2 is a company, 3 is a crowd, then what do you call 4 people having a coffee chat over Zoom? Joining me today across 3 different time zones are some of the most incredible, funniest and talented people I've had the opportunity to work with in music festival industry. My man Freek is the founder of KBK Visuals and the mastermind, and also the hand, behind all the crazy visual technology that can turn any stage into your wildest fantasy. My dearest friend and counterpart ever is the best project manager that keeps everything, and by that I mean more than 150 international shows set and ready to go for KBK Visuals. And that's it. Wait, I was joking. Bart, my goofy man who claims he can speak Korean but doesn't go past counting to 3, is actually an incredible show director with 15 years of expertise, and also the founder of 360 Show Design. They literally run the show for some of the world's biggest, craziest EDM music festivals. You name it. Mysteryland, Freek Show, Awakening, Boomtown Fair, and our very own Stadium here in South Korea. Today we are officially hosting a global coffee chat party to openly share with you the real behind the scenes of the behind the scenes in music festivals.
That is awesome sauce.
Speaking of, I know you guys, and I'm very grateful because obviously we worked on Stadium together, that you guys miss and love Stadium so much, but Bart has mentioned Mysteryland, but Freek, for you, was there like any other particular festival that you have special attachment to, or a festival that sort of defined KBK?
One of my favorite ones is Awake Fest. Together with Boomtown, those 2 have a special place.
Boomtown, oh.
Experience in my heart, I guess. Awake Fest, we've done that for I don't know how long, maybe 10 years or something, and got a lot of freedom there. I like the music personally. I like the people. It's definitely something I have personal attachment to. I like that whole crew to work with. We've been working with them for 12, 13 years. I think 2007 was our first show with these guys. So that's definitely a festival that has a special place in my heart. Boomtown is just the sheer craziness and the overload of the sensory overload and just the craziness. That festival is on a whole different level.
Oh my god.
Their philosophy is not to book like the biggest act, but their philosophy is more to offer the best experience. And what they do over there is unrivaled in the world. I think that they are at least on par with Tomorrowland, but very unique way. Definitely enjoy that one for just being there and not even work. And then these guys gave us a great opportunity to work with them. It was a great team to work with. We did some really, really nice stuff there. I definitely hope that we can do that again, because that was just a crazy intense experience, and I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
For me too. Boomtown is not just like a festival, it's more like a super cool weird city. I think there are a lot of actors walking around, and they have like a storyline which goes through the entire festival, like also in the end show at the main stage, and then the story continues next year again.
I know, I love that. I love that.
So, and it looks so good, like you're walking around the festival side, and it's like you walk into a really weird village. Like they have a lot of different districts. I think we did the visuals at the Shanghai Palace. It was one of the main stages of, what was it, the District 9. And we all really love drum and bass at KBK, so we're really happy to be able to VJ on that stage. Yeah, it all looks so great, and the people who work there are so passionate about like the story and the project. They have a lot of like good beliefs as well that they try to maintain in the festival, like take care of each other, take care for nature. And
I think that's definitely one of the pros of that festival, that crew who's organizing that is like on a different, it doesn't feel corporate, although it's a giant festival. It's huge. It has like 60,000 people a day or something.
That's a lot.
They still stay close to their core beliefs, no matter what, they stay close to that, and that I really respect. You can feel that around the whole festival, so that's definitely also one that it's so different than most festivals that it's hard to compare it with other festivals, because it's just a different thing, I guess.
It's like its own beast. It's such a different animal. You can't compare it with other ones.
Sometimes you really have to go there and experience it.
I want to.
Cheska, you can come to Holland and come to England, and
hopefully when you guys are there next year or the year after, invite me and I'll definitely jump on that boat.
Go to Boomtown, and 2 weeks later you have Mysteryland, and we'll show you around on the boat.
I will take you to Mysteryland, and I will save a spot. It's right in between Eva and me, because Eva I will show you around our environment. You will love it. I think last time we missed each other when you were here with ADA.
I did see Freek and Eva. I saw the most important people, so I'm okay. I'm okay.
But it was fun. You actually visited Awakenings, right? In Gashouder?
I did, yes. Like I got to see Awakening with you and Joshua, which was very nice. Techno wasn't really it was not something that I would like choose to go, so I think it was good that I went with people that I could actually enjoy with. And I was very impressed by the Netherlands like party scene. I think I mentioned it to Eva. I was very surprised that there was like a hospital tent for people who are doing drugs. That was a culture shock. That was a huge culture shock for me. As in, they were saying, if you're going to do drugs, do it safely, and we're here to protect you.
I guess they're over here, especially in Holland, they're like, well, they're going to do drugs anyway. Better take care of them.
Exactly. They're like, it's better for us to make sure that you are safely high and safely dosed on drugs than to see you pass out on the floor like foaming. So we will take care of you.
Probably that will reflect in the numbers of people having severe, I don't know, ending up in a hospital and stuff like that. If you have a controlled environment or semi-controlled environment, at least an environment where people at least a little bit feel safe enough to seek help, that makes a huge difference. Then again, I'm not endorsing any of that.
It was just a very big moment that I actually got to witness. You know, we always talk about cultural differences and differences in perspective, but I think when I was there with Eva, I was actually witnessing how different culture and different countries react to these things. Because in Korea, I went to EDC Seoul for the first time when they opened, and there were police cars all over the place arresting anyone who were carrying any amount of drugs, even if it was just like marijuana or pot. I mean, I don't know about other serious drugs, but I'm sure they were arresting a lot of people. And you know, just being exposed to those kind of scenes and seeing the festival scene in Holland, It was very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Die we gedurende het jaar afgaan, of die ik dan doe, vind ik Boomtown, daar kijk ik wel echt elk jaar naar uit. Maar bij Boomtown zit er een heel narratief door het festival heen. Die hebben dan allemaal ook zelf filmpjes gemaakt die dan terugslaan op de inhoud van het verhaal van het festival zelf.
When you guys are working with festivals, we talked about the great parts. What makes working in festival the toughest? Is it like a cultural difference? Is it the kind of staff you work with?
And I think it's the deadline.
Ah.
Everything has to be finished then. Sometimes because we're a video, like we're a bit like the latest in the row. Like we need a pixel mapping, we need the audio, we need all kinds of information and resources to create something. The festival is still on that date. So sometimes you're just it's a race against the clock, I think.
Looking like a true project manager.
Bart.
Let's go.
We actually work really close with Bart most of the time because you came up with the markers and with all you do the show direction, and then we have to make video for the show. And
yeah, because I think for me, of course, it always starts with a concept and a design. And if you have those two, you can create your show elements. And then what's Eva saying, to make a custom-made video clip or a video design for a show, which is time-coded, you need, of course, at first the audio, because you're going to sync the video with the audio. Also, you're going to sync the light, fireworks, laser, performances, and special effects with it. So if you don't have the audio, you cannot really work with it. And I know what people like Eva and Freek really hate, that we have the audio and then later we're going to say, no, wait, we're going to change it, because then they already made this and then we're going to fight.
Shoot me.
Has happened.
Final.
Oh, that's happened a lot, and you'll never get used to it, but I've learned to live with it, but it's terrible.
For me, I'm going to go back to your question about what's the hardest or biggest challenge. It's like what Freek said, it's a little bit different. Each culture, each country, or each production company which I work with, they have their strong sides and weak sides, like everybody, like me too. What I'm trying to say, it's different per promoter, per production company, what are their strong sides. And of course, there is another thing, the language barrier.
Yes.
Because if I ask you, Jessica, okay, what's going to happen with this light? How is the desk working? Has it updated firmware? And you miss one or two things, and you ask it, and then you got it back, and it goes through you, and sometimes it goes through Eva, through you to somebody, or of course, it's you miss things. The communication is hard.
Almost like a personal struggle to grow over that. Like, yes, it was only 99%, but we fucking did 99% and not 100%.
I see.
Those are definitely almost like personal goals, things that you're struggling with, like your own perfectionism, and that's definitely a big part of it. You're so dedicated and so involved in a project, and if just one thing goes wrong, that will haunt you forever, basically. 2,000, maybe 2,500 shows.
Wow.
I can name every single one of them where there was something going wrong, but I can't remember all the ones that went well. So it's a little bit of a psychological battle there.
Like the ones that stay with you the longest is surprisingly not the ones that you aced or that you're happy with. It's the ones that.
No, not at all.
Oh.
It's terrible though.
You put so many effort and passion in it, and to succeed so badly, and then it goes wrong. Yeah.
Then again, sometimes you just have to grow over it and okay, didn't work out. Did anybody die?
Yay! No one died.
Oh, but Freek, you're so good at like renovating it, and I feel like fucking hell, and then I can call Freek and he's like, did anybody die? No, it's fine.
Albert, to come back at the question, it really I like to do, but it's the most challenging, like the cooperation, if it's on the technical side or if it's on the language barrier side, or is it on the difference of time zones, of the culture differences, whatever. That's what I like to do most, and I think it makes me a bigger human or more sophisticated or whatever. It's like to connect and to make teams and make experiences, and that's what I really like. I'm not into this business to do a one-off, to do one show with somebody and earn as much money as possible and go on. No, because the year I come back, you have this basement. You know, you build something. The first year we have the foundation is work, and now we're gonna work on the floor.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is to improve the project and improve the collaboration. That's for me the most important thing. Not also with the Dutch crew, but of course, especially with the crew from the foreign countries or the other cultures, and learning something from the culture, because that's what I really like. That's why I started to learn Spanish, but now I try to do some Korean, but it was a little bit.
I was gonna say, you need to pick up on Korean now.
Hana do set, I remember. Hana do set.
There's head. There's head, go. That's all he needs.
Mijn moment van Mysteryland is dat ik op de startknop van de eindshow druk. Dat mensen even niet denken aan het feest of wat dan ook, maar even aan het moment zelf. En aan elkaar en aan hoe geweldig het op dat moment is. En dat ze dat weer meenemen voor het liefst de rest van hun leven, maar in ieder geval tot vervolg.
I think Bart actually so beautifully answered the last question that I wanted to ask, because I was going to ask Freek when you mentioned the kind of struggles that you go through in your career, and also this is for Ep.3, but given everything that you know about being in this industry and the things that you have gone through, you know, giving up the kind of lifestyle, the crazy schedules, and, you know, the outbreak of COVID, would you, if you could, go back in time, choose the same career path that you have, or would you do something different?
I don't even have to think long about it. I would do it all over again.
Yeah. Wow.
It's almost a philosophical thing, but what we do is we create experiences, but in essence, we make people happy. That is a super noble thing to do, and I think that is worth my time.
Even though you know how the industry is panning out in 2020, you would go back 10 years, 15 years from now, and then still do it over again.
I don't know anything else to do. I have very little skills in life. Now is cooking, but it's not great. The only thing I'm really good at is
eating.
Festivals and eating.
Together with Bart at the food and beverage.
And Freek, I love you, but I wouldn't want to try your cooking until it's like tested by a lot of other
I
people.
wouldn't let you taste it. I'm that guy. Like, no. Also, it's gonna be better than what I'm doing.
What about you, Eva?
For me, it's the same. Like, okay, COVID happens, but it's not the end. Like, it's maybe a reset for each of us, and we're developing more. I'm spending more time on how I want to do things, and I think we will be back, we will like survive and prove ourselves, and maybe next year will be like KBK 3.0.
Oh, I like that.
3.60.
3.60.
Nice one.
I see what you did there.
I know. We all saw it. He slid it right
Smooth,
in.
Bart, very smooth.
Slid it right in. What about you, Bart? I know you mentioned it, but would you still, if you could go back and do something else?
I think I would commit to this business because, you know, I like the way of work, but Freek and emphasis is to make people happy.
Right.
That's what I really like, but and I agree with it. And I always want to do something which people is connected. You know, teaching, filming, and editing about the film for people. You teach somebody else, or I am a people.
People person. English.
Yes, my English is not that good. You know, I'm better in Korean and in Spanish, but I would like to do something which is creatively and not only in the events, but also with sports. So I'm pretty open-minded, and actually that's what I'm doing a little bit at the moment. You know, I sport a lot. I'm teaching.
You do.
I'm making some movies, and I learned to fly with a drone, Freek, and made some awesome movies from my village and my father's company. And my father's farm and stuff, so I'm really, you know, enjoying. And maybe if I would known have this 10 years ago, I would maybe focus more on that than instead. I think we all find it really interesting what you would do.
If I could do it all over again, that's actually a very interesting question. I didn't expect the question to come back at me, so I wasn't prepared. It's a little different to be put on the other side. I think You know what? I'm gonna say this because I think this is a perfect ending. I would, whatever I do, at one point in time in 2019, I would come to Volume Unit just so I can meet you guys. I would do that for sure.
How I missed you, Jessica.
A little bit avoiding the question.
I know. But it was great, wasn't it? I mean, I'm impressed by myself too. I think that was a great answer.
Yeah, you diverted that question like a...
And I swear I wasn't prepared because I didn't know Bart was going to ask me. But wherever I'm in the world, whatever I'm doing, in 2019, I would come and knock on the door at Volume Unit office and say, I need to work here. Because you guys need me.
I like that.
And then I'll meet you guys. And I know this was a great time to sort of like catch up and think about the old times. But you know, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, meeting you guys and doing this project was the highlights, one of the best highlights of my life, in my career. So I'm really thankful. I really am thankful.
That's so nice. And it's the same. I think like we actually build a friendship as well. Like we still sometimes talk to each other and we even saw each other. So
Eva, you and I think it was more like, it went beyond friendship. It was like a partnership / friendship. So there were so many things that I'm grateful for. And I think it was one experience that taught me that the amount of work doesn't really matter if you're working with great people. I mean, we had crazy schedules, we had crazy workloads, but I don't think I ever felt drained emotionally, ever.
It definitely kept me going, kept me motivated. Yeah, definitely was a genuine positive experience, which I would do again within a heartbeat. That's definitely has to do with you.
Aww, it's so full of love.
Yeah, well, I agree with that, but next time still you have to work for me.
No, this is deep. That's not...
You have to be my PA assistant, my PA.
we will see, Jessica. Sure, Bart. If there's a Korean barbecue, I'm in as well. And soju.
Yes, oh my god.
The big thing, Eva, if we're barbecuing in Korea, it's automatically a Korean barbecue.
Okay, I'm in, like, easy.
I think Freek wants to do it on the roof terrace from the hotel.
Outdoorsy guy. Trust me.
No, we'll drag you into the wild. We'll put you
we drag him into the wild.
I'm totally fine with that.
But you can't cook. You can't cook. Okay,
No, I won't cook. I suck at barbecue.
Food and beverage.
You can be there for the entertainment.
Yes, I was gonna say it. I was just about. Freek is the entertainment.
And make some killer cocktails.
Okay. We can use him for that. That's good.
Finally, I'm useful.
You too, Freek.
Bye.
Bye. It too, man.
Bye.
Talk soon. Bye.
So, let's talk business. What are we going to do?
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.